What's good, YouTube? What's good, everybody? So obviously, a lot of people are going haywire over this Brian Dable head coach. Like, come on, I mean, this is ridiculous. Um, look, first of all, he's a rookie head coach, right? I mean, you have to go back however many years. When was the last time a rookie head coach won Coach of the Year? You know, Ben McAdoo, when he was a rookie head coach, did he win head coach of the year? No. Tom Coughlin, when Tom Coughlin took over in 2004, did he win rookie? Did he win coach of the year? No. There was plenty of chances. When he won those two Super Bowls, he should have been named coach of the year. He's never won coach of the year. As great as Tom Coughlin was, he was a wide receiver head coach. That's why Eli Manning has so many darn good weapons, throughout his tenure. You know what I'm saying? If you list the receivers that Eli Manning had over his 15-year career, you would see why. Some blossomed, some didn't. Ruben Randall didn't pan out. Odell did. Uh, Preston, not Preston Parker. Um, dang. Ruben Randall is the only non-consistent wide receiver I can think of. Um, but Eli Manning had a lot of good receivers over the years, thanks to Tom Coughlin, you know. You look at Ben McAdoo when Ben McAdoo took over for Pat Shermer. He reduced Eli Manning's interceptions down by double digits. His touchdown ratio rose. They made the playoffs. They went 11-5. They made the playoffs, and then they were one and done in the postseason against the Green Bay Packers. Did he win Coach of the Year? No, so stop it. The Coach of the Year obviously belongs to the Eagles head coach. There's no question about it. If you say otherwise, you're just out of touch with reality. You know what I'm saying? What Brian Dable is doing, he's not even he's not even he's not even calling the plays for crying out loud. You know, I mean, he's letting his henchmen do it. You know, or he's doing the offense. He's letting the offensive coordinator do it. You know, he could do both, but obviously, I think he's just saving that for his new quarterback. Because I still believe that Daniel Jones is going to be out the door. Um, his stats don't necessarily measure what he's doing out on the field. You know, um, he has 5 touchdowns and he has thrown one interception each, right? So he's thrown 2 interceptions to 5 touchdowns, and he's thrown over 1,000 yards already. Um, he's completing 67% of his passes, but if you see him outside the field, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? So all this talk about Brian Dable winning head coach of the year, it's not gonna, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. Now, if he was in his third year, fourth year, then okay. I would probably vouch. Yeah, he probably deserves head coach. But I mean, come on, man. I just. But anyways, man, whatever floats your boat. Whatever y'all can get y'all little hands on. Um, I just think that the Giants are playing. The Giants right now are playing with a lot of smoke and mirrors, right? They don't have receivers, and to contend with opponents that can score on you in a hurry, you need playmakers. You know, all these little gadgets, all these little wildcat. Like the wildcat hasn't been figured out yet. You know, like you can literally stop a wildcat. You know, um, they just they're just relying on trickery to win games. It's not like they're beating. It's not like they're going out there for 60 minutes and beating you submissively. You know, they're using a lot. I mean, they. I mean, come on, man. Like they're not playing. They're not playing the style of football that I was accustomed to. You know, like I was accustomed to ground and pound, give it to your playmakers, and let them do what they got to do. Now you're seeing Barkley in shotgun. You're seeing Matt Berea lined up. You're seeing freaking Daniel Jones on the other sides of like what the hell? Like what the hell is this? Is this Giants football or unranked college team? Like I don't get it. You know, the Giants look like freaking Notre Dame. You know, Irish Irish. You know, and they look miserable. You know, Notre Dame was they used to be one of the top 5, 10 schools, but now they just looking mediocre. You know what I'm saying? But they look like Stanford out there for crying out loud, doing a lot of trickery. Like that's not Giants football. We were accustomed to seeing Giants, you know, run it down people's throats. Now, obviously, they're still doing that, but without weapons, it's not going to be easy. And and you think that this stuff is going to last? No, it's going to last, but the only reason why it's lasting this long is because it's the regular season. Nobody cares. Well, not I'm not saying that nobody cares, but they're just throwing it under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do whatever you want in the regular season, but when it comes post-season time, and you still doing that mess, oh man, you're gonna get blown out. You're gonna get blown out, just like how they got blown out in 2016 when they went to the playoffs. They lost 37 to what? Only scored 15 points, or however many points that they scored. And I get it. Yes, a lot of the receivers that they had beforehand, they all dropped balls. You know, only our what third string for no our fourth string receiver, King. He scored the only touchdown. You know, when Cruz was dropping it and Shepard was dropping it and Odell was dropping it, you know, like our fourth string receiver caught it for a touchdown. So that I could tell you the defense was just gassed. They were tired, you know, because they've been carrying us all this time. If people don't understand similarities, then I don't understand you because if you really look at this Giants team right now, it resembles the 2016, right? What was the two in 2016? We were what? We were 31st. No, we were 32nd against the pass, right? Passing wise, we were 32nd. We were pretty good against the run, but when it came down to throwing, we were we were miserable. You know, I mean, a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, it was because of Odell." Yeah, it worked in the regular season, but when it came to the playoffs, he choked. You know, he wasn't there. He disappeared, and then he 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 threw Eli Manning under the bus. And y'all want him back? Y'all want the same guy who literally went out his way to bash Eli Manning in an interview with Lil Wayne. I think that bridge is dead. Giants fans need to stop bringing Odell Beckham Jr. up. He's never going to, he's never going to cure what happened here. Okay, I liked it Mike Evans over Odell. That was just my opinion when the 2014 draft was there. I wanted Mike Evans because I like the tall receivers. I didn't like miniature receivers. I didn't like a Julia Edelman or a Wells Walker. You know what I'm saying? I like the Calvin Johnsons of the world, the Andre Johnsons, the Plaxicos, you know? Because when you throw up those 50-50 balls, Odell ain't going to grab those 50-50 balls unless, you know, it's like one safety in the middle of the field. That was the only way, you know, he's going to catch it. But he's not going to catch those 50-50 balls like tall receivers can catch them, you know? Because tall receivers have a high radius, you know what I'm saying? They're long, they're tall, they got long arms. I'm not saying that Odell couldn't, but he's not that dude. You know, he's more of a slot. You could move Odell around, but Odell is not gonna want to come here, even if the Giants are good now. You know, and when Odell was here in his prime, we were still losing. So I don't want nothing to do with Odell. What Odell did here was nothing. Absolutely nothing he did. You know, he had that one famous one hand catch, and after that, everything was just cupcakes. You know, I mean, he had a losing record with us, and I remember when he was suspended against. Um, but anyways, man, that's another story for another day. So I just think that what Brian Dable is doing is great. Um, Even though he's not calling the plays, but just his aura, his energy, you know what I'm saying? Um, but how long will this last? You know, you got the Jaguars who's playing good football. You got the Seahawks without Russell Wilson who's playing good football. And then you go home against the Texans and the Lions. Those two games I think we should win. You know, so that would make us what, 9-1, or for like I could see us going third 3-2 for the like in the next 3 games. In the next 3 games, I can have us going. Let me see, one, two, three, four. No, for the first 4 games, I have us winning against the Jags. I have us losing against Seahawks, and I have us. So that's 6-1. That's 6-2. That's 7-2, and that's 8. So I have us 8-2. I have us I have us 8-2, and then after that we face the Cowboys again on Thanksgiving, and I have us 9-2. So I have us basically because I don't think the Cowboys are going to sweep us. I think we're going to tie that division, that series up. I meant we're gonna whoever quarterback is for the Commanders. I think it's Tyler Heineke. Uh, I I have a splitting. I have a splitting the series against the Cowboys. I have a splitting the series against the the Commanders. I don't see us beating the Commanders twice, even though Daniel Jones have had some success against the Commanders over the years. I don't see us beating them twice, and I have the Eagles sweeping us. I don't see us beating the Eagles at home or away. They're just too loaded. I mean they got running backs, receivers, their defense is playing outstanding. That's a damn football team. I don't know what the hell the Giants are displaying out there. They look like an unranked college team to me. That's just my way of seeing the Giants. The Giants are not playing caliber football. They're not playing football to where, damn, like, how do you stop Daniel Jones or how do you stop Saquon Barkley? You know what I'm saying? Like they're relying on trickery, smoke screens, Like they're just relying on trickery to beat teams, you know. And every single team that they beat, they won by one possession. So it's not like they're going out there and blowing teams out by 40 or 30, you know. They're winning because they're dominating time and possession, okay? Their defense on top of that is giving the offense more time to rest and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Even though they don't have a number one. And I don't think the Giants necessarily need a number one. I think if every wide receiver that they have can contribute, that would be that would be better. That would be even better, you know, because when you have that one receiver that you constantly throw the ball to, I mean that's like Odell Beckham Jr. when he was here. You know, what did Eli Manning do when Victor Cruz went down against the Eagles that Sunday night? He was just keep force feeding Odell, and then obviously Odell obviously got hurt, you know, against the Browns, you know, or I think it was against the Chargers or the Browns. He obviously got hurt, you know. So I mean, I don't necessarily think you need a number one. You know, if they could play team football where everybody gets the rock, why not have a number one? You know, and then you have Barkley you have to contend with. So I just think that they don't need a number one. Now, obviously, a number one would help, you know, but I just think that having a number one is more of a distraction, or a number one receiver is more of a distraction. Like I said, if they can spread the rock around, like Seals, Johnson, James, you know, the rookie Rondell Robinson, if they get at least 5 receptions each for like 55 yards, 60 yards, 37 yards, they'll be fine. And then plus they have a good tight end. The Giants don't need a number one. The RG's reaching. The Giants don't necessarily need a number one. You look at the Cowboys. You know, the Cowboys have a number one receiver. They don't want to throw them the damn ball. You know, so. But anyways, man. So yeah. So like, comment, subscribe. Next time, take care of yourself and each other.